Welcome back, adventurers. My name is Eli, the Game Master, and this is a good day to die. We are rolling, right?
Yes. Yes.
One second.
I'm looking at him right now.
There's no... Then why don't you say that? Yeah, but like...
Sorry.
Why are you better? Last we left off, the group was in the middle of a dragon battle. Sedrak had summoned forth his entire clutch of dragons to fight off the group and their allies. During this battle, they had defeated the Nightmare Hag, shattering the Dream Dragon tear that was adorning her neck, and had destroyed her living hut via a la Damon and his either I roll ones constantly or I roll 20s when it's clutch. The group was fighting the dragons, and a battle had ensued. It seemed to be going sideways, the group losing to the overwhelming number of dragons, when suddenly Robbie, the ferret, had an idea. And that was to release the Herald of Dreams that Perry had just been carrying around in his little handy haversack.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I thought it was trapped.
I had God in a Pokeball.
Isn't that like your whole thing, is knowing when something's trapped?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Does it make my brain itch?
I concede.
And so, he shook it up, cracked that baby open. The Herald of Dreams came forth and said in a melodic, feminine voice, "Behold, I am the Herald of Dreams, known as Wormy." And we will pick it up there.
Indubitably.
So with the beat of its massive wings, this celestial butterfly sends powder into the air, and you see any dragons that fly through the cloud suddenly drop out of the air and hit the ground asleep. As the dragons are swarming about fighting everyone, one of the dragons pins down Grath. Grath is fighting back with everything he can, and suddenly a cacophonous boom blows the dragon in half. As you see over the corner, Boom Growl and the rest of the Paradox join in. Boom Growl is holding a cannon with a strap over his shoulder as he walks up, looks around, and says, "Where do you want me?" And Grass Army comes in to aid. Oh gosh. Oh, what have I done? We're watching Netflix now. No. Oh God, everything's terrible. Can they see that?
No.
Oh no.
Why is that an option on there?
I don't know. Oh, gee, it's fine. This is fine. Oh,
Gonna let it figure it out.
God.
It's live entertainment. I mean, what do you
Let's
expect?
go to
Anything can
inputs.
happen.
Hit the home button.
You know
Well, I
who's
did-
not the IT guy?
This is the home button.
You have an input?
Hit the any key.
What?
They're not next to one another.
There you go.
Okay, and now for the rest of this battle, because the Herald of Dreams and Grath's army is changing the tide, you see your unlikely recruits beginning to rally around this giant butterfly that seems to be changing the tide. So rather than doing mass combat as previously, you are all going to be effectively fighting the Nightmare Dragon as a troop instead of militant. So it has a fixed pool of HP. It may be doing a little bit more damage than usual.
Oh no.
Oh,
More than 8?
Do what?
More than 8?
More than 8.
No! I
No.
can't handle it.
Oh yeah.
But actually, I can handle it.
That's too damn bad. So I have already rolled for them the initiative count. You are going to be rolling off your previous initiative count because I said so, and it's simple. So let's go ahead, and from the top of the initiative, Ragnar. It is a target-rich environment.
Smash.
You may
Destroy. Near.
murder.
Am I gonna get to do 2 attacks?
Yes.
Okay, 27.
27 will strike
And a 20.
the Nightmare Troop. A 20, you say?
E.
A 20 will also strike.
36 on the first one,
Alrighty.
and 31 on the second one.
So altogether,
60.
67.
7.
Yeah.
I was like, hard to figure it out.
So, as the dragons are flying through, fueled by your rage, you start to slam into them, sending them crashing into the ground. But because there are so many of them, attacking with a melee weapon like that seems to be restrictive. But with a creature like you dealing that kind of damage, doesn't really matter. Yeah. As you just snatch dragons out of the air, throw them to the ground, hit another one with your hammer, and just send it spattering into a red mist. Do you take any other actions?
I do not.
Parry.
So this is a troop.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So no mind affecting things. Fireball.
You may.
I do. Reflex.
Yes, it do.
Because it has spell resistance. As a troop.
Yes, they do.
As a troop?
Yes, they
Oh.
As all creatures in the troop have the same spell resistance.
So it's save reflect. I'm good. Sure. 30.
Yeah, oh yeah, you could. It's a 19 save. And because it's an AoE effect, it does 50% more damage.
Opens up his bag of damage.
I do have a bag just for D6 as well. It's-
My bomb's supernatural. Which means they are just explosive.
All right, so money. 10, 20.
Oh.
45 times 50%, 60, 27.
67? That's what plus the 50%?
That's with it.
Okay.
Shane's happy that Dylan, you got the map right.
At the same time.
Noise.
Also, both did a number of 67.
Oh, I need you to roll me a concentration check because you are in the middle of a troop.
Okie
So
dokie.
it's not negate.
Nat
everything.
20.
20.
Gosh.
I'm
Double.
so focused. I took my Ritalin.
So a dragon slams into your back, sending you stumbling. Another one hits you in the chest. As you kind of like take a moment, you try to conjure, you try to chant and tone each time getting slammed, and then you just kind of center yourself, and very much like the first Christian Bale Batman movie where they're all like flying around him, you chant and tone as your hands burst into flame, and you just fire this orange dot up into the air, and it explodes above you and sends them scattering off in different directions. Next up, Damon.
So I'm going to make my way over to Perry.
Okay.
So I'll probably have to fight my way through, right?
It is
It's
difficult terrain. Yeah.
I guess I'll double move then. If I can move 20 feet. Or is it 1/4?
Roll me. Give me a d4.
So a D8 by 1.
Your d4 is right there.
I'll roll
There's
1.
right?
Yeah, 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had a brain fart.
Even with the difficult terrain, you can get to him in one turn.
Okay.
So you can get to him, still have your standard action.
Okay. I get to him, and the free action, I'm like, what did you do? Where did he come from? And I point at the big butterfly.
You know Wormy.
Yeah, never mind.
That's the Mothra sound.
I
best
hit
I
with
got.
a 43.
Yeah. You hit him twice.
It's double my age.
And then Manzarek reappears with Godzilla.
I do
Radiation breath.
Whoa.
26
Thank you.
points of
It's
damage.
not fire.
Are they
How many?
26? Are they extra
No.
planars?
Yeah.
Plus 8.
So 26 plus 8,
34.
4.
Yeah.
Like halfway there.
So you take your sword, you swing into them. You see this bright golden glow surround your blade as you swing up, and it just cuts through swaths of them. She is dead. The dragon's turn.
Oh no.
Oh, yes.
You have more of the hit points than me.
What? I'm fine with it.
We were affected by myself by.
You each take 20 points of damage. And I forgot that they were going to use their breath attack, but I already made the roll for a melee attack, so they use the breath attack in the next round.
Can compel hostility be used on?
No.
Does it say a single target? Does it say target a single creature?
No, it cannot.
Okay.
Because they are unaffected by manifesting effects.
Okay.
Dr. Stone.
Question.
Yes.
Thanks.
Uh-huh.
Do we still have a troop that's fighting them?
It's all like the same thing.
Like, I no longer have to control them. They're.
Correct. They're on their own. Yeah, you're no longer in mass combat. You are fighting a troop as individuals.
Is there any way I can fly out of this group swarm? Knowing they're dragons?
Sure. Roll me a d4. It'll take you 3 move actions to do so. So if you double move this round, you can move again next round. Yeah.
I will do this. I'm going to do a single move action, so 45, so I can get my full thing and just turn around and shut the bomb.
Yucca-bomb?
Come on.
James T. Yucca-bomb?
Yeah, something like that.
Trademark.
TM.
By Eli.
Ooh. Ooh. E. Ooh.
Do I need to make a touch attack against a swarm of troops?
No. Nah.
It isn't supernatural, not a spell like, so it just does regular like exploding fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
18. No. 21, my lord.
That's with the 50% increase?
No, so 30.
31? Right. So you pull out your vial, you shake it up. As you start flying through the air, zipping and dodging as dragons are flying past you, you whirl around and just throw it into the heart of the swarm, and you see it explode out. Very differently than his, but not any less cool. Top of the initiative, Ragnar.
Smash.
You may.
Okay. 28,
That will smash.
27,
27 will also smash.
That is awesome.
32 for the first one.
Okay. Oh,
34 for the second.
wonderful.
Canadian.
I mechanically made the troop as per the rules. They didn't. It was not. It was,
Oh, are they dead?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm like,
No, I was like these dragons. If they get their breath attack and they can do their melee attack, these dragons will be terrifying. Like, will do a lot of damage, like really fast. But you did a lot more damage really faster.
It's fair.
So that is a thing that did.
That's where we all do that.
No.
We all did. Wheezy. 23 easy.
it's a thing. It's not, but it is.
I made it a thing because I fat fingered the 2 and 2 and 3 all the time.
Threezy.
You did what?
It's crazy.
Never mind. I'm
Yeah.
not touching that.
That's how
He
Dave
did.
went. With 2 massive explosions, the heavy swing of a hammer and a paladin blade cutting through these swarms of dragons, they begin to scatter out. You see the flare of wings as they begin to shoot off in different directions. Your unlikely allies, or your unexpected allies rather, begin to cheer out as the dragons begin to leave. You see Grath kind of stand up kind of bloodied as he looks around. Alamon is standing there just like scraping the bottom of the barrel on cantrips on that one, he says. Whew. Baku just kind of like floats in the air and he's like, who's next? As he just like bounced around. On top of these tall pillar-like stones, you see the Herald of Dreams fly over and land on top of it. Its clawed hands hook into the stone and it looks at all of you expectantly, like it's expecting you to approach it, but only when you're ready.
I mean, I'm flying, so I would start.
I'm gonna do a heal check on Perry.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm good.
You're good now?
Yeah.
Oh.
I forgot what the math heal.
Yeah, you got Matt's healed, buddy.
I'm not gonna come out of my rage.
What spellcaster level is the Herald of Dreams? Out of curiosity, because that does affect the heal. Hey, at level 10, I'm good.
I was like, you don't
They-
have enough hit points for that.
They may be. Because I know Ragnar had more than.
Isn't it like 10 points per level up to 200?
Yeah,
15.
so 150.
Yeah, I was fully healed by that.
I didn't know if.
My next character was
I've
fully
been hit
healed by
one
that.
so Waylon.
My previous character came back to life because of that.
Connor's like, what am I doing here?
As you all kind of take this moment, the group begins to cheer. You see them turn and start to acknowledge one another. And it seems like a lot of that group that was in the Library of Lost Souls seem to know one another. Not all of them, but you do see like people begin to reunite. And even members of Grath's crew begin to recognize some of them. As they begin to reunite and begin to talk, several of them kind of look confused as they like scratch their head and look around. You see a tall elf with silver hair and bright violet eyes look around as he says, What do we do now? As it seems like they have been out of the loop for an undetermined period of time and have suddenly been snatched back into their previous forms.
Snap back.
Yeah.
Well, might I suggest a revolution of sorts?
What do you mean?
Well, Sedrak and the hag. Did we kill the hag?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Taylor's
Taylor,
killed it.
yeah.
Terrace is not. Everybody else just be.
They've been trying to overtake the dream world and bring in creatures of Ling almost without any obstacles. Now that you guys are back, perhaps we could join together and fight back. Full force.
You see several of them kind of like look to one another questioningly. I want to go home, a halfling says. A gnome says, this is no place for a gnome. You see this large half-orc kind of like roll his shoulders. I could do some damage here. You're saying there's more people to fight?
One really big dragon.
Kind of roll diplomacy and aid him with this conversation. Be like, well, part of the problem is we don't quite know how to get you home. And with Sedrak running around, it's going to be difficult to find solutions to them.
Is that a
Look at
1?
you.
Oh, okay.
So 18.
Yeah, I guess. Grath stands up. He looks over at his ship and he sees it smoking, right? He says, well, he's looking to be part of the crew. I can help with that. The crew? You see them begin to like kind of mutter to one another. It seems that the group is being divided. Some people just want to leave and want nothing to do with Sedrak. Other people are like, yeah, I'll fight. And then like when Grath extends them like, yeah, you can stay in the dream realm and be part of this. It seems like they're very much considering it. But the group as a whole seems very divided.
That's
Yeah,
expected.
look at Baku. He's like, can you make another one of those dream ships?
Not until the full rest.
Not to full rest, he says.
Well, for those who don't want to join Grath, Baku can ferry a bunch of people somewhere safe.
Which, now we are at the base of the.
Because his ship can hold 10 people.
Up to 100, I thought we found out.
Was it 100? Or was it 10 per level?
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's 10 per level, yeah, and he can hold up to 100. He says, after a long rest, I can make the ship carry everybody.
And I kind of look at Grath as the paradox serviceable.
He looks over at it. I've seen worse.
I believe both things.
I approach Graf and held out a hand. You have been a good comrade today. And in spite of our differences, I appreciate your help.
Well, you did agree. He grabs your hand as if to accept your extension of peace, right? That we get everything that Sedrak has to offer. And it seems to me that the doorstep of Ling is now without dream or nightmare. It's for prime real estate.
There's
Leave
also
you to-
the saffron.
I'll leave you to your business, but don't cause too much trouble.
We'll see.
Safe travels, my friend. I approached the Herald after talking to him. Stood back at the fight. That's some turn out.
That's up to you. You have fun with that. I saw what he did to that dragon. I'm going home.
Oh yeah. I approached Serene's corpse.
It is laying unceremoniously amongst the scattered battlefield of mostly dead nightmare dragons.
Did she revert to her human form?
Mhm.
Or is she still
That is her original form.
original form? Yeah. So I gather the pieces, if you will, and I try to set it in some presentation of peaceful rest. There's not gonna be much else I can do. Too large to bury, but I leave it there and say a reading prayer over her for the dead.
Do you have Knowledge Arcana?
Yes.
Roll me Knowledge Arcana.
I do have a skill, right? Last time.
15.
Yes.
With a 15, you have an idea of how to lay a dragon in a gentle repose.
Okay.
Like what would be respectful to a dragon. And so you kind of put her into that position as well as possible. You see several of the people that walk up and they're watching you do this, right? Some of them kind of look at each other, they look at you, they say, "It may take some time, but would you like us to bury her?"
I think that would be good. I would not want her corpse desecrated, and she deserves to sleep in peace with her lady.
We don't know you or what she was to this place, but we saw her try to fight the dragon. We'll do our best to help.
See her as a comrade. She was as much a prisoner as you were.
They nod.
Thank you for your help.
Thank you for giving us another chance.
And yeah, then I go over there because I was like I was thinking the entire week. Gotta wrap things up with Serene.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
We approached the Herald. Wormy.
Okay.
I was going to say, outside of seeing if there were engineers to help Grath start fixing the paradox,
Mm-hmm.
I would go over it.
The Herald of Dreams seems to be patiently waiting on you, and it seems that the Lost Souls don't want really anything to do with her. Maybe partly intimidated or in awe of such a magnificent creature. And you know Grath knew what Wormy was to begin with. And Grath kind of like had Wormy put into an imprisonment. And so Grath is like, no, that's a you guys thing. Alamon, however, a Dreamweave wizard, or Dreamweave sorcerer, excuse me, kind of stands there looking up at this Herald of Dreams as he's like, and he just walks up next to all of you as he's just like, yes, this is my thing too. I want to be part of this. As you begin to approach this creature, it looking down at all of you resting on the rock, It says in that same dreamy sing-song voice, it says, I, messenger of Desna, a herald of the goddess of dreams, stars, and travel. I have been sent here to aid you, to guide you, from the very beginning until this moment.
Let's fly it. I give him the hug.
The wings just...
Oh, no, it's gone.
Harry's gone. That is the most comfortable silky soft hug you have ever gotten. And you're just like, oh my god. I'm being hugged by a cloud. A cloud of dreams. It says, thank you, Perry, especially for watching over me. And to you, Damon, for taking me and seeing me cared for during this time.
Was it Desna who commanded Kava to steal you from the temple?
It was.
Why take you from the priests?
Kava received special instruction from Desna. She saw a vision of what was to come, or what could be, and that is the destruction of your world, the material plane. This is something the Black Blood seeks to do, seeks to accomplish. And Sedrak wants to extend that hand into the dream. Sedrak is planning something devious, and you are the only ones that can stop it.
Well, what do? We're kind of stuck here.
She says, I can restore you completely, prepare you for the battle with Sedrak. And in doing so, I can also deliver you to him.
But we should once maybe actually have a plan. I look at all I'm on like,
He looks at you. He's like, nah.
Do you know of the keys that were used to lock away the Black Blood?
Yes.
And the consequences of using them?
I do.
Is there any way to mitigate that?
It is unknown to me. These artifacts are older than I am.
Cool.
She was just one today.
Yeah, sound while you're like,
No, he's been around as a worm since the beginning.
She says, even though you are the only ones trusted by Desna herself to stop Sedrak, and you will have my aid in this battle, I cannot promise your safety or survival. But I will promise I will be there with you, no matter what it is.
well, if it's the end of the world, whether we try or not, might as well try.
Where should we go back to? The tree?
To Sedrak.
I feel like she's gonna fix this with the rest thing, and then she's going to take us straight.
Oh,
We are going to go right past go.
still have to lock up the doors though, don't we?
But you're like 5 steps ahead of where we are.
Okay.
I'm not leaving the realm we're in. We're being teleported to Sedrak.
Oh, within the
While
realm.
all rest
Yes.
to murder him.
Murder's good.
It's Ragnar the Sensible.
All the
Sensible, I don't know
The
if
barbarian and
that's
the
the word.
paladin are like fist bumping each other. It's like, yeah.
We find the peasant, we find Cusco. Yeah, it's all
All
coming
come
together.
together.
She extends her wings to either side, and you see this bright glow begin to emit from her. It creates a distinguished line between all of you, as if you were to step beyond it, you would be to step into another plane of existence or another kind of dreamlike reality as she opens up this gate in front of all of you.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
As you begin to step forward, you feel a hand grab your shoulder. You turn around, you see it's Taris. I've been with you this far, and you've helped me do what I want. Gentlemen, I'd like to accompany you and see this to the end.
Did you get what he was after?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
in
on
the
a silver-
bag.
It's on a silver platter. He's been holding this whole time.
He's on board with that.
Well, I didn't know if like because you said the tier is destroyed, but did we see like souls leaving, or is it just kind of like they're there?
Nothing happens. Just period.
So the way that works is the souls are stolen through dreams and trapped within the crystal, but the body is remaining on the material plane. Once the crystal is destroyed, that body would then wake up.
Okay.
So he hasn't seen his
On the
daughter.
material plane.
Yes.
His daughter, okay.
Yes, he hasn't seen his daughter yet. So like he could just hang out with these people and find a way home, but he's like, none of this would be possible if it wasn't for you, and I'm willing to see this
I
today.
thought there would be like a release of the soul.
Nope.
Okay.
Are you sure?
Positive. I've done everything I was set out to do, and I was willing to risk my life for it, and you were willing to risk your life for it as well. It's only right that I see this to the end with you, gentlemen.
Well, let's go get Sedrak then.
Let's. By the way, I took a new feat. I have quick reload. Let's do this. As he steps into the void,
I've already gone because I wasn't stopped.
Alamon goes, "Ooh, I got chills. Let's do this." As he steps through.
There's a wall. He's like, wait, what? What?
You have to believe.
It's the exact opposite. The moth is making the light, and I'm attracted to it. He touches it and kills him.
Well,
Oh, that was the
Whoa!
I didn't kill him.
I'll go out.
Oh gosh. Yeah, step through.
As you all.
Beforehand, after everybody else goes through, I'm exhausted.
Uh-huh.
I slowly stand up. I peer up at Kirby, and I'm like, "You guys never really trusted me to be a part of this."
You see the moth nod?
Crap. I walk through.
As you step in, you see that there is this blanket of pink clouds beneath you. As you step onto this rolling pink cloud, it is just as solid as land, and it rolls around your feet as if you can't see what you're standing on. You look up and you see a dark purple and blue starry night sky that extends into the eternities. As you step into this area, you feel calm and very, very at peace. You see a figure begin to walk towards you, and as the clouds dissipate around it to reveal her visage, you see a beautiful, short but not mechanically small, woman with short black hair and gossamer wings to either side that glitter and shine like stars.
Knowledge religion.
You may!
It scares the way.
I just want to make sure I know that. Oh.
Now one!
No.
It's Romaga.
No,
I have to kill this!
I have to kill her now.
I can't smite evil no matter what. You have a very Gimli moment. You don't know what that is, but you're in love with it. She steps up looking at all of you. As she extends her hands, you see this starburst pattern emit from the palms of her hands. You see her wings spread out, and you see Wormy manifest behind her. Her wings spreading out to either side, seemingly much larger than she was before, and you suddenly feel sleep start to take over you. And I would like you all to take a long rest and to level up.
You gotta be right back for that.
We'll do the be right back in just a moment, and we'll get that all wrapped together. Yeah. So you will go ahead. You will do all of those things in a moment.
Okay.
So, but you do get your long rest, and you wake up Mechanically, you have had a long rest, and this is a gift of Desna. She has bestowed upon you instantaneous rest, which allows you to refill your spell slots, refill your potions, get out of your exhausted state, completely heal and level up all that good deeds in a fraction of a moment. As you open your eyes, you find yourselves on the precipice of a cliff. You kind of are jolted back as the air around you is filled with the smell of sulfur and a overwhelming wall of heat. As you kind of like look around, you see that there are openings to either side of the great tree. You see that these openings are surrounded by charred wood and what looks to be iron that has come out and solidified at the mouth of these openings as lava is flowing out from the base of the great tree. You have descended, you've never seen the bottom of it in the dream world, and you are there at this moment. You look forward and you see the roots part to either side, and you see one of those crystals, the same one that was suspending the witch's island, but this one seems to be inert, as if it has been deactivated. If anybody would like, they can roll me a knowledge arcana. The DC was 25.
You don't have Arcana?
You have our knowledge arcana?
No.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
No.
You two, looking at this, would know that this is not just a normal conduit crystal. This is a fraction, or a fractal, of the Arcana crystal from her island. It had a direct connection, and if you look over it, you imagine that it had some kind of purpose being here. Your best guess was an illusionary wall similar to the one that you had passed through before from the young dragon. This keeping Sedrak's hideout a secret. Looking around, you would know that depending on how long you have taken, Sedrak probably hasn't been here very long, considering he was taking the Dragon Wing Express and you took direct mail here. You stand in the mouth of this cave, the heat washing over you, and you can see a distant glow beyond. As you kind of take all this in, you hear the beating of wings as Wormy lands behind all of you. She kind of grips the cliffside and she's waiting for you.
Let's do it.
How
Alamon's like, mage armor.
Yep, same.
how familiar is this kind of a scene to me?
It's not. You've never seen anything like this before. Yeah.
He probably loses now.
Oh my goodness. Do you do anything else before you enter there?
I don't know. The levels and spells. Definitely mage armor. And I would like to re-roll on Sedrak. Oh. What kind of roll? Arcana or planes?
It'd be knowledge arcana on Sedrak.
40. Or 11, 19.
You know all about nightmare dragons and what their deals are. But with that roll, you may ask 3 questions about an ancient nightmare dragon.
Yes. Any special defenses? I need to know if you can take sneak attack.
If what?
Sneak attack. Is that special defenses or weaknesses? Sneak damage.
Yeah.
Special defenses.
Special defenses, they're immune to mind-affecting effects, paralysis, sleep. They have spell resistance and damage reduction. However, knowing what overcomes their damage reduction,
is a separate question.
What overcomes her damage reduction?
Magic.
Which she has spell resistance.
Mm-hmm.
But when that spell resistance is passed over,
Yeah.
Oh, biddly boy.
Are there any questions you guys are dying to know? Or I ask what his spell resistance is?
there we go.
Don't do that.
Is that?
No.
It's at least 30. I think it's 35. Spell resistance.
Oh,
What's the
I was saying the color thing.
Oh. I asked specifically what spell resistance is.
Mm.
I know that's kind of a weird thing. We don't usually go.
Yeah, that's like
Okay.
a specific
Okay.
mechanic.
Like, what's his AC?
Yeah.
What's his hit points?
Can we do that?
I can give you like a general.
I already
idea.
know a general idea,
Okay.
so that's what. Okay. What about?
Special attacks. Do we know what's coming?
Yeah, let's do special attacks.
All right.
Special attacks. He has a breath weapon that is a 50-foot cone of acid. He has crush and nightmare talons. That means that his claws are considered keen weapons.
Which do
His crit range is what?
yeah. Okay, so I would also, I think I have it, or I will have it. One resistance.
I have endure elements communal. Where's the resist elements?
It's resist. Resist.
Endures the color of what?
Yeah. Resist energy. You have that communal or no?
So I thought it was endure elements, so let me assume it. Resist energy, you said?
I can take it. Or I have it. I just haven't prepared it. Shall I prepare it for acid?
Yeah.
I do that after our level up on it.
Okay.
You what?
You said K, so I said acid.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I can't take resistance, I can only take protection. At this level.
Level 3?
Alchemist levels are weird.
Okay.
Oh, nope, there it is. Oh, there it is.
And you had the one, you can do your things, right? Does that allow him to do all of his tonics and
Mm-hmm.
even the ones that split it and double it?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that? And you can do that for each one,
Mm-hmm.
effectively doubling your.
There's
spells per day.
there's a limit.
There's a limit, and it's a time issue. Because it's a level 2 spell, but I have the time to use. Doubtful.
Okay.
Yeah, I would, if I had a day betwixt.
Okay. Okay.
You ready?
I need to level up.
Yeah. You'll get there. You'll get there.
I am prepared.
Yes, prepared.
As you step into the cave, that heat washing over you, Wormy following behind you, kind of clumsily, even with its long 6 legs, but you see like those wings fold up best it can, as it's just kind of sauntering behind you. You step into this area, and you see 2 adult female dragons standing in front of a large bridge. This bridge, or I'm standing beyond the large bridge, you're on the other side. This bridge is ancient, with 4 pillars erected to either side, and 4 statues at each corner with lava pouring out from their hands. You see that another bridge had been constructed on the far side, but it looks like a large hand at some point had risen up through the lava and crushed the bridge and then become permanently petrified. You see 2 massive chains with archaic runes on either side, as if they're holding the fissure together, preventing it from spreading apart and causing some kind of cataclysmic event. You see natural pillars in the cave system that rise up. And as you step in, you see natural light above. Looking up, you see that there is a large tunnel ahead of you. This entire area has no ceiling, rising up about 50 feet before it opens up into the wide foreverness above you. Where you stand on the far side of the bridge does have a ceiling that is that 50 feet. As you walk in, you see the 2 female adult dragons standing on either side of the bridge. You see the entire area beyond the bridge is completely littered with dragon bones and crushed eggshells. Airware. You see the female dragons looking at all of you with a hungry gaze. And on the other side of those dragons, you see a soul well. This soul well has a ring of draconic bones around it, with 4 pillars stacked of those same bones and 2 adult dragon skulls on either side of it. The soul well is pulsing, and in the center of it, and you see 4 alchemical conduits around the ring that are drawing the souls out of it. In the center of this soul well, you see Aristep, Harry's father. The conduits are drawing energy out of him as he kind of shakes and looks weakened in immense pain. Beyond them, you see Sedrak standing there. And next to him is Handsome Joe. Sedrak reaches over to a table. In this table, Dr. Tone, you would recognize as a resurrection table. And beyond that table, you would recognize a clone vat. And on flanking that clone vat, you would see 2 alchemical tables and 2 conduit pillars onto either side with electricity feeding all of this. The reason this all looks so very familiar to you is because you invented it. You invented the clone vat and the resurrection table and everything that is happening here. This all looks very familiar to you and looks very, very personal. As if you had spent your entire life creating this thing, and now it's in Sedrak's cave. As you look at all of this, you see Sedrak open up the resurrection table, reach inside this kind of viscous green liquid as he scoops out an egg. He scoops out this egg and he turns to hand it to Handsome Joe and stops as all 4 of them turn and look at you as you all enter into the far side of the bridge. "You're too late," Sedrak says as he hands it to Handsome Joe. Handsome Joe takes the egg. He says, No, Sedrak. I think they're just in time. He says, "You fools don't understand what has happened. You tried so hard to be a thorn in my side, especially you. And this is where it all comes to be." Something seems very off about Handsome Joe. He has always been very cool and collected, and in this moment, he seems unhinged. He says, "I am no longer bound and tethered by your curse. I am no longer under contractual obligation to you, Daka Ithathoth." And he says, "And this, a conduit for the dark avatar of the outer god himself, created and brought to you by your very own Dr. Tone. None of this would have been possible without you, you fool of an alchemist." He says, "But I digress. I have places to be, dark gods to see, and a new body to give."
I was going to say, as he's disappearing, I was like, have fun serving another master.
Sedrak, standing in his shadowy visage, turns and looks at you with that one piercing yellow eye. He says, "You have fought so much for so long. What do you all hope to accomplish here? To kill me? What would that bring you? What would that merit you in this moment?"
You're a stepping stone.
To what end?
To stop the Black Blood. You're on the list. We know you're not the entire list. But we're gonna stop the Black Blood. You're included in that.
You, more than any of these fools, know that there's no stopping it. You and I have seen it. We have seen Holster, the King in Yellow. I saw him centuries ago when it was a dream dragon.
And it broke your heart.
It did more than that. Millions of years ago, these creatures known as the Ancients sought to bring peace and prosperity to this world. They extended out to the realm of dreams, asking creatures like me to help them. They tore open a portal into every known fact of existence, to know it better, to seek out and gain knowledge and help. But the one thing they didn't see was what would come through. They eventually tore open into the dark tapestry, and they let something in. These ancients, these creatures, I hear them steal. Their voice. You've seen them, he says, turning to you. You've seen their world. You've seen who they are. And you watched them die briefly, but you did. I've seen all of your dreams. I've seen all of your nightmares. When that thing stepped through the dark mystery, I saw the insignificance and futility of God. You saw it too, but rather than turn to what is the only true answer, you ran back to her, sniveling and begging for redemption. Even if you strike me down, it's not going to stop it. It's not going to stop the King in Yellow. You will all die eventually, whether it's in this world or the next.
You die.
But my lineage, or more accurately, my mark in this world will live on, and Hoster will maintain a physical avatar in my image to be born into this material world. And you're too late to stop it.
Is he right, Doc?
So there's a lot of like the entire time he's talking, it's like I'm distracted because I'm nitpicking everything they're doing here and like finding what they're doing wrong. I guess can I roll now? Can we check to see if they've done the correct?
At your distance, not yet. As he says this, you see this crack form in the ground about 15 feet behind all of you. You see suddenly these darkened roots begin to emit from the ground. They rise up to either side, rising up about 15 feet in the air as they enclose to make a circle. They open into a portal. As you all turn to look at that and then look it back at Sedrak, he looks just as bewildered as all of you. This portal opens up, and suddenly you see this figure fall out of it. Not step out, but fall backwards out of it. He hits the ground, and it is physical Alamon. as he is holding a carrot in his hands. And oh, hello, everybody, he says. You see Alamon's spirit turn and look and go, as he looks up at all of you, you suddenly see Threm drop out. It looks worse. Why are we here? He
Why are you
says.
here?
You see this raptor step out from the portal, its plumage now vegetation, and followed behind him is Sedrak. Get on my chair, what are you doing?
Oh, man.
And now,
It's like,
I forgot how much colder it was in the seat.
that's why I moved.
Oh yeah.
so warm.
I'm standing out there listening to y'all's garbage.
I'm working on it.
I got loud, so then.
Oh, I appreciate that because there was an airplane that was going over. I couldn't hear anything for like 5 minutes. So,
And what we're going to do now that Menzerek's back, we're going to take a short break, level up, and then get back to it. We'll see you in just a moment.